Hey everybody, Steelgrass here. I'm on Pokemon Showdown, and today I'll be showing you a little bit of team building skills. Now this is a nice new account that I made for on my Mac, and should be here. Okay, sorry about that. Now I'm back. Now I'll show you how to make a new team. You just go to the team builder thing over here, click new team, and if you have any Pokemon Online teams, you can click import to PO from here. But I'll just click new team, and then here you'll have the name, but I would recommend just naming it after you're done, and then you can choose what tier you want here. Let's go with NU. And click add Pokemon like I just did. And then I'll come up with a whole list of every single Pokemon you can use in the NU tier, which would include not fully evolved and Little Cup Pokemon. But either way, a good way to start off building a team is by choosing a Pokemon that has a nice lead. And for me, I like to lead with, at least in the NU tier, Ninjask. This thing is pretty good as far as being able to take hits, and here you can just select it like I did, and then in the item you can type it in, or you can go through the list. I find typing it in easier. Here's its abilities, and most of the time you just want to choose which one's better. Some of them haven't been released for certain tiers yet, so you want to make sure you're aware of that. But for Ninjask, after we choose Speed Boost, then we can go to its moves, and here we have moves that you see like most often on a Ninja set. And I'm just going to use a pretty standard set. It's Sword Stance, Substitute, Baton Pass, and then X-Scissor. And it'll also show you a good spread, which would be this Ninjask, and if you click on that, it automatically inputs the IVs, making it a more of a regular thing. And this isn't actually too bad as far as a Ninjask goes. You want to make it bulky enough so it can take some hits, but you want it to be fast. And yeah, so really what Ninjask is going to do for us is to Sword Stance. Well, first, depending on how he leads, if he's going to set up Stealth Rocks, then you want to set up a Substitute first, so you can always be safe behind that. Though you want to watch out for things that carry moves that can hit more than once, because I believe those will break subs. But either way, set up a Substitute. By now, at the end of the turn, you're at +1 speed. And now what you want to do is that if you go for a Substitute and the opposing player breaks your sub, then you just gotta keep on going for substitutes until you can't make a substitute anymore. And at that point, Ninjask will be able to be at very high speed by +3 usually, sometimes +4 if you can outpredict them. But anyway, if you can't, if you do manage to set up a substitute, then go for Sword Stance, gets you a +2, and then see if you can Baton Pass it over to another Pokemon, and X-Scissor is just a good backup move in case you can KO a Pokemon at low health because you're so fast. Now just click here to add another one, shows up the list again, and you want to have something that can take advantage of the nice boosts that Ninjask gives you. So something probably fairly slow, but has a nice attack. So let's see. Let's go with a Luxray. Luxrays are pretty good. I believe you can use a Guts set, and I'm just going to use a Guts and Flame Orb. And the way I'm choosing Flame Orb over like Toxic Orb is because Toxic Sorb's more for Swellows who are only going to be in and can U-turn and take less damage that way. But if you're just going to stay in most of the time, then Flame Orb will do the least amount of damage over time. But I'm going to just use some of these moves here. Pretty standard set with a Crunch, Wild Charge, Superpower. And then I want to think here. Ninjask and Luxray. So Ninjask is weak to electric types, but Luxray can keep that away. Ice types Luxray can be okay with, and it's got Superpower. And overall, you can just choose whatever you want here. But I like to go for Facade because it does give you a nice thing with a Guts boost and pretty standard strong move. Anyway, now here I might make a little bit of different. This one does look pretty good though. Max attack, max speed, and then a special defense boost just to get the EVs out of there. And yeah, it looks pretty good right now as far as it is. Luxray is just mainly there to see if he can take a baton pass, because when he baton passes, Luxray will get dragged out, and if you manage to get up a substitute, he gets a substitute. Or if he also can get some speed boosts if you've been in there long enough, or maybe even some plus attacks. But another good thing about baton passing is whenever he comes in, his Flame Orb will activate, which automatically means that he gets Guts boost. So that is pretty nice. Now you want to start thinking about a wall Pokemon or a standard lead of your own. And I think I'm just going to go for a Stealth Rocker and Bastiodon. I am a Steel type user. I do love my Steel types. I'm just going to go for Leftover Sturdy with Stealth Rocks, Toxic, Metal Burst, and Stealth Rocks. Or wait, no. Roar. Now this guy's just more of a pretty standard set here. Is a pretty good one. His main job is to take attacks, set up Stealth Rocks, and then if it's going to be something that's going to be annoying and try to set up on us, go for Toxic. If it's something that can deal heavy damage to us, then we can try to Metal Burst it and maybe KO it, at least get some decent damage. And Roar, so after Stealth Rocks we can roar him out, and if he has anything really weak to Stealth Rocks like Articuno, then we can start getting some nice damage on that. But max defense, max HP, and a little boost in attack. Now another thing here is that you probably want a nice standard thing here is after getting a lead, an all-out attacker, and a wall, is to probably think about getting some sort of attacker that if your main team has a weakness, like right here I'm seeing both these guys really weak to ground type moves. I want something that can do nice damage and isn't really that affected by ground type moves. So let's look here. And please, you don't have to use this team if you want. This is just me showing an example here. But let's go into this is actually kind of hard here. Let's try Pidgeot. I like Pidgeot sometimes. This guy's going to be our choice bander, and we can do Tangled Feet. That's pretty good. If they try to confuse us, their moves will miss a lot. But this is pretty standard set with choice banded Brave Bird, U-turn, return, and why not Pursuit? Did I miss something? Yeah, I missed Brave Bird. Anyway, all these moves looks like your standard Swellow set, which kind of is, except for Choice Band. And for this one, max attack with Adamant Nature, and then with the Choice Band that can do a whole lot of damage there. Very surprising how much a Choice Band Pidgeot can do. And this will also be taking advantage of Ninjask's speed boost because he might need a little bit of speed and his attack can do a little bit better, but if we can get any of these guys, nice thing, excluding Bastiodon because he doesn't really have any attacks, we can pretty much sweep from there if we can. Now, you might want something that can wall another weakness. Like, I can see some ice here. Bastiodon's got it good, but if it's like something that's gonna be able to threaten us both, we want something that can take a nice ice type move. So let's get something like something nice and bulky. Let's get a throw, and I'm kind of thinking of this is just going to be our main thing with guts. Pretty standard set. Leftovers. Oh, I always mess that up. With guts, and this is going to be a bulk up circle throw, ice punch, and I guess rest. That'd be pretty good. And then bulky physical thing so you can take lots of hits and be able to dish them out pretty well. And the throws are pretty bulky overall. And at this point, you know, you've got 5 Pokemon here, and then you've got to have something that kind of balances out. We've got a lot of mainly slower balance guys. How about something that's like a quick, like revenge killer? Revenge killers are very nice. So something fast that will be able to revenge kill something. So how about, why not Pikachu for lulz, I guess. Now Pikachu with a light ball is something to mess with, but there is a reason that it is, you know, not like Uber or anything. It's pretty good, but Pikachu's got pretty bad stats overall. But let's have extreme speed, substitute, Thunderbolt, and let me see here. Nasty Plot. I like to have a nice Nasty Plot set. Substitute, see if we can get that down. Set up a Nasty Plot and start Thunderbolting. If it doesn't KO and I have some sort of reason to revenge kill, I can always go for extreme speed. And this is a pretty nice one. Nice speed here. Pretty much outspeed anything. Because if I believe here, it also shows the description. Doubles Pikachu's attack and special attack. Okay, so now that we've got lots of speed here, this will be doubled. So we practically have 400 special attack and about 300 attack. So that's something to mess with if you ever get in trouble. Now, this is pretty much your team. You want to click entire team, look it over, make any last minute things, make sure you didn't forget any items, got everybody's EVs, and then make sure it's in the right tier you want it, and then you can just rename it. I'll call this team probably more of a bulky offense, and then you'll want to click save, and it'll appear right here. And if we go to the lobby, we can look for a battle in NU. Now, I'm not going to show a battle this time, but maybe if I have enough time, or if I get enough likes and you guys like this, I can do some more team building and maybe even battle with this team to show you how it works in action. But for now, looks like this is Steelgrass signing out.